Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Go Up.
Where we wow, that was really...
That was an inflection.
Yes.
Karitas.
This is where we explore the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. I can't even do it.
I'm Dean.
I'm Karitas.
Karitas, today we are going to wrap up sonship, brideship. We're on part 5 today.
Oh, super exciting. Stay tuned. We're back, Dean. Okay, we're finally finishing this epic series.
At least we think we're going to finish it.
Yeah.
We could just end up going through a third of our notes again.
Yeah, or we could go over the cube again. For those of you following the whole series, you know what I'm talking about.
The cube was epic. So we've been talking for 5 weeks about the sonship and the brideship of the ecclesia.
Mm-hmm.
The first week was more about the sons, and then we spent a few weeks on the bride, and now we're going to go back and wrap it up talking about both of them again.
Mm-hmm. Let's get the family together. Family
That's
reunion
right.
here.
That's what we're doing today.
Yeah, okay. But first, we have a website.
We do. It's letsgoup.us.
Because we're in this together.
And if you were encouraged by today's episode, there's always like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell.
Okay, so let's welcome our listeners.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Grace Awakening Network, YouTube, podcast, platforms, wherever you are, welcome.
That's right. Welcome here.
Mm-hmm.
Karitas, a bit of a review.
Okay.
What have we been doing?
What? Where are we? What's happening?
What we did is we went over some scriptures last week, and every one of them kind of had a really special place in the heart of Yeshua for his bride.
Yeah.
And we ended up, Karitas, getting a little tipsy at the end of last. I just finished editing it.
Yeah.
And yes, there was some new wine on tap.
Well, Jesus makes sure there's always wine at a wedding, so.
That's right. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting. And you know what? I feel like maybe what we should do today, why don't we start by reading about the wedding at Cana?
Ooh, good call, Dean.
Because, I've been meditating on that this week.
Let's just
maybe
go
something
there.
will come up.
We just go where the Spirit flows, okay? And
right.
This is where we're being nudged. Okay, where are we here?
We are chapter 2 of John.
John 2.
Yeah. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Okay. The third day. You know what? There's a mystery.
There you go.
Right off the bat here. There's a mysterion in the book of John, Karitas. And for any of our listening guests and watching guests, take a look sometime at all of the times when it says, and the second day, and the third day, and 2 days later this happened. And then Jesus waited for 2 days, and he went here, and 2 days, and 3 days, and a week later.
It's not random.
It is not random, all right? On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee. So a day is as 1,000 years with the Lord. Since the death of Christ, we have had 2,000 years. The third day is coming, and that's when the wedding is going to be.
Whoa, Dean. See,
Okay.
This is why this Bible, folks, it never gets old. Just when you think you've read something enough to get all the juice out of it, there's more. Just keep squeezing.
So we're talking about a wedding here, and it was on the third day.
Wow.
And we're about there.
Yes, this is why we feel that excitement. You feel the buzz in the air.
There is a buzz in the air. Both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding, and then, Karitas, the wine ran out. Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, lame.
Mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said, "What business do you have with me, woman? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he tells you, do it." Now there were 6 stone water pots standing there for the Jewish custom of purification. All right, 6.
Okay, whoa.
There have been 6,000 years since the beginning of creation till now.
Okay, Dean. Wow, this is awesome.
Okay.
My mind's just a little blown here, so just keep going.
And Jesus said, "Fill the water pots up with water." So they filled them up to the brim. They had lots of faith. Now, when the head waiter tasted the water, which had become wine, he responded to the groom and said, "Every man serves the good wine first, And when the guests are drunk, then he serves the poorer wine. But you have kept the good wine until now. I wonder what kind of wine is going to be at the wedding supper of the Lamb. It's going to be the best wine first and last, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the worst wine at the wedding of the Lamb is going to be better than any wine we've ever tasted.
Yes. And just remembering from last week at the end how much wine there was, it just inspired me for this today. So it's going to happen, friends. There's a wedding coming. There's a wedding supper coming. And dignitaries from all over the cosmos are going to be invited.
Yeah. It's going to be quite the party.
It is.
Yeah.
And then once the party is over, then the Lamb and his darling cube wife
They
bride,
will absquatulate to leave abruptly.
That's the word. Karitas, your vocabulary is stunning.
You know, we like to make up words, but then we also like to throw in random words that you think you'd never use again.
You found a place for it, though.
We had spelling tests in elementary school growing up, and my teacher called them orthography tests. She couldn't even use the word spelling. She's like, it's orthography. So there are these random words she'd throw in there that you never think you'd use again.
How did you remember that one out of all the...
I don't remember how to spell it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right anymore. Anyways, back to the wedding.
Back to the wedding.
Focus.
Back to the feast. Back to the new wine.
Yes.
Karitas, it's going to be spectacular.
It'll be like no wedding we've ever been to. The weddings here are just a blur, right? Your own wedding day, people spend so much time planning it and going through every detail, but then the actual day just goes by a blur. But when it goes on for eternity, I think you have some fun.
That has been the last 3 weeks in a nutshell.
Yeah, so we want to kind of hone it in.
Yep.
Bring it together, lay some honor on the bride and the son.
That's right.
Because this is a family and there's purpose behind these identity markers that God's put on us.
Yes, there is. We are sons. We are part of the bride. So, Karitas, I think next week we're going to talk about wisdom.
Okay.
Because Marguerite Porret, she talks about us being sons and daughters. She talks about us being part of the bride. And then she talks about us being siblings of wisdom, the spirit of wisdom. So we need to go back and introduce people to the spirit of wisdom.
Yeah, this is a family affair. We're all in it together.
That's right.
It's going to be fun.
So we have the family of heaven here. I mean, we have the Father. He's our Father. We have Jesus. He's our elder brother. He is also the bridegroom of the bride. Then there is the bride, and then there's us. We are sons, and we are part of the bride as well. And we have the spirit of wisdom, who is our sister.
Whining together and interconnecting.
Say to wisdom, you are my sweetheart, and to understanding, you're my dearest sister.
Oh, okay.
So we have some other siblings to talk about in the family. We're going to do that next week. But today, what we thought we would do is a little bit of contrast between brides and sons, since we've been talking about brides and sons. We'll just go through these. They're kind of fun. Both are absolutely relevant to our identity. I mean, we are sons and we're also part of the bride, but we're going to do some contrast between the two just to kind of show
the depth there.
Yeah.
I feel like you won't leave this conversation feeling lack in identity. Who am I? Do I have any value or worth to the Creator? How can I, worm as I am, mean anything to Him? When you start digging into who we are to Him and in Him and with Him in this family unit, there's just joy and confidence and peace.
There is. There's one more thing that we want to just mention here. Karitas brought up a point a couple of weeks ago that we didn't have an opportunity to slide in anywhere. We're just going to touch on it because there are places in the scripture where it talks about people trying to have a relationship without the intimacy. For instance, Judas trying to kiss Jesus in a moment of betrayal. There are other stories like that.
Yeah.
And so you brought up something interesting when it comes to the bride. We don't want to approach Jesus as a concubine.
Ooh, right.
Can you explain that to our listeners? Because I thought that was such an amazing...
Yeah, okay. They talk about concubines a lot throughout the Old Testament, a little bit in the New. But, you know, a king would have a bride, the queen, but then he'd have a bunch of concubines.
Yes.
Like, did Solomon not have hundreds?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe once a year, once every 2 years, you get to brush up against the king. You get to be in his presence and have this moment of intimacy with him, and you're living for that. And I feel like we need to realize that isn't our relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
We're his bride. We're not his concubine. So we're not waiting for this moment of interaction with him, this feeling, you know, that comes and goes. And we're just kind of hoping he shows up like a concubine would.
Right.
We're with him.
Yeah. If we live with this constant brush up against him at an altar call, or,
Instead of partnership, it's more servitude.
and also it's a mentality of chasing one glory event after the other.
Right.
Right?
Even like receiving a word of prophecy so that you know he sees you.
Right.
Almost desperation to have meaning and purpose. Oh, good. God sees me. Whereas the bride doesn't need a word from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we do that. We live in this place where we feel like there's this separation, and we're trying to claw ourselves back to the place of connection.
Or shine yourself up enough, be attractive enough to the groom so that the king comes to you. Doing the Esther thing before she was the bride, doing the good deeds, making yourself clean and purified,
Yeah.
professing at the altar, whatever it is, but we're already there.
Yes.
We're already approved. We're already received.
And so once again, this statement, separation is an illusion. If we live with that separation mentality, then we're approaching this whole thing from the wrong angle.
Right. Yeah. And you'll never be in that place of union and oneness, which is where we need to be in order to live with him constantly
Yes.
in that state of constant divine awareness.
Yeah. It's called abiding.
Yeah. It's our true identity and our true nature. And I feel like if we're always thinking we're separated from him and that we need to work our way to him or worship enough to get his presence here, come Lord, oh come Holy Spirit, and we don't realize Holy Spirit's one with us all the time,
Yeah.
then we'll constantly be chasing something and we'll never be abiding in it. And then we'll never move further and higher, And if we're going to be talking about some of the things Marguerite Porret had said, that's one of the things she goes through are these levels of intimacy with him to your true being, the true state of being. And I feel like we get stuck just at the first level, but there's so much more. Oh, it's so exciting. Okay, we can't go there yet because we're doing sons and brides, wrapping this
That's right.
beautiful thing up with a bow.
Greatest differences between brides and sons.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's where we were going.
Number one, sons have inheritances. Brides own everything that the bridegroom owns.
Nice.
Sort of same, but different.
Yeah.
So a son will wait for an inheritance, and he will get an inheritance eventually. Evidently, we've already been given inheritance, and in the end, we inherit everything. So we are all one, and we're all one. So every one of us gets it all. So the inheritance is massive.
Yeah.
It's a massive deal, right? But a bride, she actually doesn't even get an inheritance. She automatically owns everything that the bridegroom owns.
Yeah. Because the two have become one.
That's right. So she's not chasing an inheritance. If he's the king of the entire universe, she co-owns it all with him.
This is where, if you're thinking about this through the mind of the flesh or the analytical thinking or reasoning, your mind's going to hurt. It's like, wait, what? So we inherit, but we also have?
It's a win and a win.
Yeah, there we go. Basically a win-win. All right. So how about this? Sons have family identities. Brides take on the identity of the bridegroom. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, wow.
So as sons of God, we're born into this identity.
Yes.
We have his nature, his DNA, right?
Yes.
His sperma, as it says in, was it 1 Peter? You've been born of a new seed.
Yeah.
But the bride takes on the identity of the bridegroom. She leaves her family and goes to his family and becomes one.
There's identity squared in this concept here.
Yeah.
And we were talking about a full family identity with the father, and we're talking about an identity of a bride attaching to the family of the groom that is beyond anything that we could ever even imagine.
Yeah.
Like the identity of Jesus. Can we just think about that for a second? I mean, who is Jesus? He's the king of the entire universe, of all that's created. He owns everything. There's no place that's out of bounds for his kingdom. His kingdom will be forever expanding, and he is in charge of it all and owns it all. And then you have a bride coming and being married into that identity.
Yeah. And he wants to lavish it over her. He wants to give it all to her.
Yeah.
And include her in that. It's not this chore. It's this delight. It's the yearning of his heart.
I don't know if this is a good example or not, but I've been around some families who have wealth, and you see the sons choosing brides. At first, they might not understand what they're coming into, but after they've been around it for a few years, they start to become comfortable with the identity of the family and the identity of what goes along with that. It's a slow transition, but it starts to sink in, and it has to start sinking into our heart what we are going to be united with
Yeah.
for eternity.
Wow.
And what we already are united with. It requires a complete renewal of the mind because there's no way that we can comprehend it. But we can ask,
Yeah.
we can ask for depth and understanding,
Definitely.
revelation on it.
Yeah, definitely. And just have an open heart to receive it, to receive the revelation on it, because it will be better than you've ever thought or imagined, right? Because we often grow up thinking we need to earn it to a degree, work to a degree, but there's total rest in this. It's just given. It's just part of the package. And it's hard when you grow up with a give and take mentality. You even hear that language in marriage. Well, it's 50-50. Not in this marriage.
It's 100-100.
It's 100-100. It's all in. It's not 50-50. It's everything. It's out of our grid of thinking, hence the renewed mind.
Yeah. I still have this image in my heart of Yeshua, Jesus, looking for a bride among all of the cosmos and finally deciding that there was something so beautiful in the earthy ones that he would wait for it to be developed into a bride because it has taken 6,000 years. Thus the 6 water pots. And not only that, but he would go to that earth, become like her, take on the same flesh.
Yeah. Wow.
And then die to rescue her. There's something in that picture about the king of the universe who has it all, giving it all up for what he saw, which is beyond us. I mean, how can we even comprehend what he saw in us?
Who are we to say that we're not worthy, we're not good enough when he says, you are, and this is what I'm willing to go through for you?
Absolutely.
Who am I to then say, oh, me, I'm just such a loser, or I'm so dirty and broken. Why would God ever love me? What?
He saw it in us from before the foundation of the world. This is what he wanted.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's my bride.
And stepping into this identity is honoring. We have this idea that it's humility to think poorly of ourselves, but that's actually dishonoring to everything he's done for his bride and how he sees his bride. And people might mistake it for arrogance, but it's actually honoring when you step into your position as his bride, as his beloved one.
Yeah.
How would you like it as a husband if every time you told your wife, you're so beautiful, if she said, no, I'm not? Because she's basically then saying you're a liar versus her just saying, thank you, batting her eyelashes. No, but there's that honor in receiving what the groom is saying to you.
Yeah. Karitas, we have another one here.
Okay.
This might not seem all that profound, but sons have a father and a mother. Brides have a husband. Logical. Mm-hmm. But if we think about it, it's just a bit of a different family identity or a bit of a different mindset that you need to be in to understand those two relationships.
Yeah, I feel like it's a different style of honor in each one.
Yes.
Right? And a son is more in the position of being taught and being brought up. Mm-hmm. And a wife is more in a position of partnership.
And being an equal.
Yeah. And so there's benefits to both.
Yeah.
You don't want to just take one over the other, right? Because even when you get married in this realm, you're still your parents' child.
That's right.
No matter how old you are. So you see some of these 80-year-olds taking care of their 60-year-olds, when they get sick, they're always their child, no matter how old they get.
Yes, I know someone right now who is in their mid-70s and they're taking care of their mother who is in their mid-90s.
So beautiful.
Here's another one. Sons know their father loves them, or their father and mother. Brides are loved by their husbands on a completely different level.
The bride and bridegroom one, to me, it's a chosen relationship.
Yes.
Whereas a son, you're born into it. So it's an inheritance. And we talked about that in the first example, but there is something there about the knowing, the level that you're loved.
Choosing that one. Jesus has chosen his bride. He chose his earthy one since the beginning of time, and his love over her is unmatched anywhere in the universe.
How has this message turned into kind of this doom and gloom? The more you see this, the more incredible and safe and comforting it is.
Yeah.
How about this one? Sons are part of a family. Brides are part of the nucleus of a brand new family. Bam.
Bam.
Yeah.
Sons are part of a family. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But brides are part of the nucleus of a brand new family.
And there's a growth there.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be an expansion.
So it's a position of expansion that goes out and creates new territory.
Yeah. This is incredible because, a son has relationship with his father, but there isn't anything multiplied there. But with a bride, there's multiplication.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. This one has to do with the family business.
Okay.
All right. Sons might be part of a family business. Brides are co-owners of a business with their husband and co-sharers in the revenue.
Oh, snap.
I think we don't understand the business of heaven. That's what inspired that particular thought.
Tell me, Dean. Tell me about the business of heaven.
If there's a kingdom, then there's kingdom business, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Kingdoms involve things like money, business revenues.
Yeah. How else are these streets getting paved in gold, Dean?
Exactly.
Jesus, I'm preparing room for you, my bride. So it's like there's work to be done here in this kingdom. Things are getting built and prepared.
That's right. Of the increase of his kingdom. So just with the idea of increase comes the idea of business expansion, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Brides are part of the business in a completely different way. I mean, a son can be co-owner under a father or maybe eventually take over the business,
Yeah,
but a bride is a partner in a very different way.
right. Yeah.
A co-owner or a co-partner
Yeah.
in the business ventures of her husband.
Yeah. And you go through your plans together.
That's right.
Right. And you bounce off each other. Right. Whereas a son is perhaps being brought up in the business and being taught the ways, whereas the bride is partnering in the decisions.
Yes,
Right. That's pretty exciting. And helping with the sons,
that's right.
which again is mind blowing because we're also the sons and then we're the bride. So we're helping ourselves.
Karitas.
What's happening? My brain. Wait, we move beyond our brain. We are not letting our earthly cerebral cortex control our understanding in this.
No, we're not. We got another one here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, this is getting caught up in this business.
Business model?
The business model of heaven. Okay, sons have brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Brides have children.
Oh, okay. So that's a different one there.
Yeah, okay. So this goes in line with what we might touch on next week with the sister wisdom and all that jazz.
Sons have brothers and sisters, so they have siblings.
Yeah.
Brides also have siblings, but brides have children.
Yeah. So when we are united as one, as the bride, and there's the wedding, will there be children? And
Karitas.
what are these children going to be? If the whole cube, the church, the ecclesia,
The cube.
all of us separate and individually become this bride, and then the bride and groom have intimacy and connection and growth and family. What does that look like?
We do not know.
We are trying to line it up, I think, when
There's going to be a bunch of little cubes all over the universe.
little cube. See, Dean, we try to understand this stuff through our human logic and reasoning and understanding, and we can't. You just can't. Okay, so if you get weirded out or confused, it's okay, because that's just your understanding in your mind here.
And you know what? It's our job here, and let's go up.
Just to expand your horizons,
That's
you know,
right.
and how limited we are used to thinking, because when people have experiences beyond our understanding, they actually can't most of the time or ever talk about them. There's this inability in this realm to explain what they just saw.
There's a reason for that, right? Because in order to explain something that has happened to you or something that you see in the spirit, you have to have language for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes time for the language to develop.
So we're only as good as little cube children. I didn't say cute. I said cube. You heard me right.
We don't have language for it because we haven't seen it. We only see pictures of it in the scriptures. But it's like that with everything, even with an encounter of any kind with, the heavens or the cosmos or anything of the glory of God. You don't understand it. It has to sift for a while. There are people who have had encounters with God and with Yeshua who have waited for years to be able to tell it because they can't tell it. Because it takes that long just to bring the expression out and just to crunch it.
And even then, it doesn't live up.
I feel like that's what Paul was getting at when he said, I know a man,
I know.
and he just couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
He had no language for it.
Yeah.
And it happened 14 years ago. So, there are things that happen that are so profound that it takes us a while. When we're talking about the bride of Christ, though, we haven't even seen into the future. We're just telling you what's in the scriptures. We know there's going to be a marriage supper. We know the Lamb is madly in love with his bride and his wife. But what it looks like, we don't even know.
These are the thoughts that we should be meditating on.
Yeah.
Too many times people say, oh, I can't sleep. I'm lying awake worrying about all the stuff happening in the world or the news here. And I heard this thing here. What good is that? Okay, you could be lying there meditating on the bride and the son and our position in him.
Yeah.
And what this looks like, and just training your mind even just to be open to the kingdom of heaven and the realms of heaven.
The eternal realms.
Yeah, loosening up that closure, that tension that you have.
Yeah, loosening up the resistance, because we tend to have a preconceived idea, and it is created from our own personal experiences. And so we lock up on certain things, and the kingdom of heaven is wide open. It is going to be above all we can ask or think. But let's take off the locks of our heart and just let Holy Spirit expand us.
Ooh, yes.
We need to be expanded.
Yes, be expandable.
Justin Abraham talks a lot about expanding in the realms and in the understanding of the kingdom of heaven, which is why we do Let's Go Up. That's
yes.
why we explore the mysteries here, Karitas.
So
we got one more to go.
Okay.
Sons are part of family bloodlines, which is amazing. We are part of the bloodline of the Trinity.
We've got the divine blood.
We do.
Flowing through our veins.
On the other hand, brides are one flesh with their husbands. That's where we're going to end it today, Karitas.
Yeah, that's good.
On the thought that we are one flesh with the one who became flesh to rescue us.
Yes.
It says we are flesh of his flesh and bone of his bone. Paul said this is a great mystery. Now, if that doesn't give you a boost of identity there today, I don't know what will.
Who am I? What? Were you listening?
You are a divine son of God. You are part of the bride of Christ.
There's no question. There's no doubt about
how loved we are on all levels.
Yeah. Sometimes there's just noise going on in your life, right? There's just always something, but just sit in that assurity. I am a bride of Christ. And I am the son of the divine creator.
Yeah.
Dean.
It all flows out of that, Karitas.
How did we get here? This is just so good.
I know. And I'm feeling the wine again today.
I know.
If we don't shut it down pretty soon, it's just going to start getting stranger and stranger.
Yeah.
So go on your own journey into the new wine. In the meantime, have an awesome week. We'll see you next time. We're going to be talking about our sister, wisdom and understanding.
Gonna be a party, guys.
It is.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. They're in the wedding party, aren't they?
Maybe.